Yeah, I just want to get right into it. Guys, we're doing 9 o'clock weekend opinion drops. Whoever thought this day would happen? Cheers, welcome back to the channel. Peter A DeLuca here, aka Pad69, your favorite pop culture opinion maker guy thing. Guys, we do a lot of stuff here. Thanks for joining me. Joker. The line is broken. The line is broken. It's crazy to me that people will argue about Joker, like Cage, La Foley. They'll argue about that. Joker, Lady Gaga. They'll argue that this is not the movie we wanted. All of these things, right? They ruined the movie. The movie's woke. These stupid add-ons. People want to just, again, they want to pretend that they're reviewers and that they can actually see movies for what they are, or even have insight into movies. All of that fakeness out of the way, the real tragedy of all of this Joker business is what we saw with Snake Eyes, Boba Fett, Wolverine. And we can put Joker right in that category. Because these are characters that work best in small dosages, and you don't know their origin. You're not quite clear where they came from. Snake Eyes falling in love with Scarlet, huh? And then that carrying over into everything done now. It's silly. Boba Fett not being the last of his kind. Equally silly. Like, there's no Mandalorian. There is just be Boba Fett. And Boba Fett and his line and what those guys did, they died in the Sarlacc pit. If he happens to survive the Sarlacc pit, that's a good continuation. And so much of this comes back to the air of the room. The State of the Union, when they announced in X-Men 2, X2, that they would get into Wolverine's origin. Joe Quesada at the time, he was the guy, editor-in-chief. We like Joe Quesada here. We like the Joe Quesada Marvel era. They said, look, Hollywood can't do Wolverine's origin. We have to do it first. It's got to be up to us. So they streamlined Wolverine origin. And, it did well. It's a good read. Richard Isimoff's some of the best coloring in comic book history for that 6th-issue mini. Nice format, cardstock covers. Penciled, not inked, so it's penciled and digital colored. Really hot looking stuff. But at the end of the day, really at the end of all of it, we should not know Wolverine's origin, and we kind of see how mishandled that was. Like, it's not even a universal take. It just stinks. No one likes surfer boy Snake Eyes. Snake Eyes was a white dude with blonde hair when they took that mask off. These ideas are goofy, and they think they're feeding into the fandom, meaning, hey, maybe we need like a Spike, maybe we need this. The thought that we have like a Jack Nicholson Joker origin, the thought that we have a Joaquin Phoenix Joker origin, and I'll argue, like, the Joaquin Phoenix Todd Phillips Joker is not Joker. It's only Joker by name. It's really, they should just retitle that movie to like Clown Prince or something like that. It's not the Joker. And people kind of making these arguments that they steered away from the source material and like this and that. We don't have a definitive version of Harley Quinn at the same time, which is something I like about the character. I like the idea that Harley Quinn has so many drastic, well-received interpretations. Truly unique and absolutely rare when it comes to like fictional entertainment, or just entertainment in general. But no, this back and forth about the Joker it's a break of microdosing characters at the right times. Make the same argument with Doctor Doom. Doctor Doom from like the 60s on, always best used when he popped up. And people even forget the gaps in the Marvel universe where Doctor Doom would be inserted. Like, people forget some of these giant gaps. Years would go by between Doom appearances, but when he showed up, it was an absolute event. No announcement needed. You just had Doom on the cover, and it was a event, to the point where, you know, Doom now has his own movie, right? Like, we got a Doctor Doom movie coming, so it's just like, who cares about the character? And good villains are so rare that you don't really replace them too well. See, heroes are carbon copies of one another. There's you know, like, we can have nuance in the origin of superheroes, but superheroes are carbon copies of one another. They're just rubber stamps. Good villains for these heroes is an absolute rarity, and you kind of have to hold it as a sacred cow. Doom should be a sacred cow. Boba Fett should be a sacred cow. Joker should be a sacred cow, where no one touches the origin for good reason. You know, like, we're in the midst of a 8-hour long, like, Penguin origin character dissection for Matt Reeves's The Batman universe, and I kind of just want to say, wow, like, that character was so great in that movie, in those scenes. I can't wait until he's in another situation and interacts with other characters we're following, as opposed to having him being the focus, because it's a great show, but at the same time, there are just moments where he's just like rambling, and it's almost like a scene you can cut. It's like I get the slushy stuff, I get it, I get what you're trying to do, but that doesn't help me think that character is any more deadly or violent, and that's what we want from our villains. We should be a little bit afraid of them, and humanizing villains, I guess, is really something that came up through Disney. Like, Disney, you know, like, with some of their the live action stuff, like 101 Dalmatians and Sleeping Beauty. Like, they humanize the villains and they focus on that. That's not, I think, when it comes to comic book characters, it's not, and especially supervillains. Like, we don't want Darkseid humanized. We want Darkseid to be in 5 minutes of a 4-hour long Zack Snyder Justice League cut. We want Darkseid to, not even 5 minutes, like 3 minutes. But and when he's on screen, we don't want to let go. And we should feel that with the Joker, and it's gone now. We never will feel that again. That's the danger. Guys, aka Pat here, I love you.